What is going on, everybody? So, as many of you know, we lost John Taffin yesterday. And if you're watching my channel and you don't know who John Taffin is, all I'm going to say is shame on you. Go educate yourself. So, me being a younger guy, being a gun guy, I talk about being, shooting since I was old enough to walk and that kind of stuff. And that's true, but I didn't start reading about guns as soon as I could walk. And, by the time I started wanting to learn and read about guns, a lot of the legendary, six gunners and that kind of stuff, like Elmer Keith and Skeeter Skelton, they were long gone by the time I came onto the scene, But there were still a handful of guys out there that I learned from and I looked up to. Jeff Quinn, he's gone now, but when I first started wanting to do gun content, he was like the number one guy I looked up to. Jeff Tank Hoover, he's still out there. He still does a lot of heavy six gun stuff and the same kind of stuff that I like reading about and like doing. And then there was John Taffin. And John Taffin, when I think of John Taffin, I think of a six gun guy, single action six gun guy, heavy, big bore, single action six gun guy. That's who John Taffin was to me. And I've always loved reading his stuff, and I always enjoyed, trying to learn from him. And, and he had a lot to do with my taste in six guns and firearms now. So, like I said, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of who John Taffin was, and I don't, I'm not the expert. There's books about him. He wrote a lot of books. He wrote a lot of articles. He was, I think he was born in 1939. He died yesterday. He had a long life, and he was in the gun industry that entire time. But we're not here to talk about him today. We're here to honor him. I put on my cowboy hat, and we've got a table full of six guns here. We got some of my favorites. We got six guns, and they're each loaded up with 6 shots. So we're going to do a 6-gun salute in honor of John Taffin here. Let's get to shooting. Rest in peace, John Taffin. You will be missed.